Hi guys, welcome to this activity demonstration. Today we're going to be making tea with wintergreen, also known as American wintergreen, checkerberry, and eastern tea berry. This is the leaf right here. We collected this on our recent trip to Minnewaska State Park Preserve. It's been drying for 3 or 4 days. Just had it in a sunny window, had some air blowing on it, a little fan just to kind of naturally dry it out. So just a little information about this plant. It's an ericaceous plant, so it enjoys moist, acidic soils. It can grow medium moist. We encountered it a lot on our hike in Minnewaska. It was all along the trails. You'll find it growing alongside blueberries, rhododendrons, mountain laurel, things of that nature. It's a pretty prostrate plant, so it grows pretty low. Certain times of the year it has the characteristic red berries. If you break the leaf in half, you'll smell that, that classic wintergreen smell. But it is a plant used for other purposes. One moment. One of our ingredients for this exercise is coming to boil. Okay, I'm back. That's the water. So, wintergreen. So what this is, it's the botanical name is Gaultheria percumbens. Traditionally used for many purposes, but it's been used as a tea in the past by Native Americans and early settlers. It's to relieve cold symptoms and muscle aches. It actually has a compound in it that is very similar to aspirin, like the active ingredient in aspirin. So hence the muscle ache relief. So what we're going to do is we got our ingredients here and our supplies. So we got a bunch of leaves that were collected, got the very sharp knife, got the cutting board, have a very awesome mug, one of my favorite. Thought this would be fitting for this demonstration. John Muir quote, and have the metal strainer. And got the boiling water hanging over there on the stove. So the best way to cut these leaves, like I mentioned, we want to do I'm going to pile them up, probably 4, 5, 6 at a time. Just makes them easier to cut because they're a little crunchy. And you want to cut it perpendicular to the leaf axis. So the leaf axis runs top to bottom to the leaf base. So cut opposite that, so perpendicular. Just try to do strips if you can. The leaves are kind of crackly and crinkly, but do the best you can. There's one. Probably have more than I need here for 1 cup, but I may not use all of these. I might just use one more stack, and that will be good. Because you want about the same amount that you'd use if you were, making green tea or some other kind of tea. Get these cut up. Okay. It's a very simple recipe. So you just put them in there. Key is to let them dry for a few days prior. That tends to activate the oil in it. And you want to cut them as small as you can. Increase the surface area, so that means more of the oil and the benefits will get into the water. So the strainer's in the mug. The cut leaves are in the strainer. I'll set these to the side. I don't need all of these. So now what we're going to do is get the boiling water. Fill it up. Probably about 8 cups. Excuse me, not 8 cups, 8 ounces. So normally I would cover my tea but since this is going to be sitting here for at least 3 hours, I'm not going to bother covering it. And the purpose of this is to A, get the most out of the tea leaves, and B, that compound that acts like aspirin actually can be, it can be toxic if you just, like, if you were to ingest these leaves that I put in there, that could be toxic to you. Like, you can have 1 or 2 leaves, but if you had a mouthful of leaves, that could be toxic to you. So the heat from this water over that length of period of time actually deactivates the toxicity in that compound in the leaf. So you still get the benefits of pain relief, but you don't get the toxic effects. So we will check back in a few hours. So we'll see you guys then. Okay guys, we're back. It's been a little over 3 hours and time to see the results. I actually did cover this tea just to maximize the heat. You know, I figured it would steep better that way and neutralize any bad effects from the oils. So take out the strainer. Any liquid out. I've also brought this clear glass just so you can see the change in the color of the liquid when I pour it out, because you can't see anything in this mug. See if I can do this without spilling it. So you can definitely see there is a color change. It is not clear, so there's definitely oil in here. And you could either drink this at room temperature, you could chill it in the fridge, you could add ice, almost drink it like an iced tea, really anything. It's kind of a drink with a purpose. I mean, I wouldn't recommend drinking it just because, you know, it tastes good. I would drink it if, you know, if you were feeling ill, like I said, you had cold symptoms, or you were plagued by a lot of muscle aches. So this is it. This is the final product. Upcoming activity for class will be to locate either a plant from the trip to Minnewaska or one in a different setting, identify the plant, and this should be a native plant, research its uses, and come up with a demonstration of your own. It could be something that you drink, eat, doesn't have to be something that you ingest. You know, it could be, for example, something like sphagnum moss was historically used to actually wrap and treat bleeding wounds, because the sphagnum has such a high absorption capacity that it actually would catch the blood and hold it, you know, basically act like gauze until the wound could clot on its own. So something like that, you know, something that you don't ingest would work fine. So either demonstrate for the class or shoot a video like this, and we can all view it together as a group. So that's it for now, guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon.